Hello again. Just a quick video entry, just to sort of catch up, let you know what I've been doing. The last 6 weeks since my original video I took have been very strange for everybody. Photography opportunities have been few and far between, quite rightly so. The weddings I had booked for early April, they've been postponed. Fortunately, the dates were available for next year, so we didn't get a chance to shoot those. But the circumstances, of course, of what's going on at the minute, that's not really important. We're just all doing as we're told, and in a lockdown situation, photographing opportunities are few and far between. But we're just, staying at home and doing the best we can. Last night was a bit different though. I was able to get some night photography opportunities. I'd done some early on last week just outside the house for 5 minutes. They were light trails, painting words using long exposures. I'll include those in my description as well. But in terms of last night's shoot, what I thought I'd do is, the sky was really clear, so I thought I'd have a go at doing some star and night sky photography. Not something I'd done before, not something I even thought I had the equipment for, but we'd just have a go. As it turns out, we got a couple of real nice photographs, was really pleased with it, and just thought I'd talk about the settings and the equipment I used. All being well, if it's clear tonight, I'm going to have another go, and I have also looked at the possibility of tomorrow night, because it looks like it would be the clearest night to actually capture these type of images. So I've got one behind me on the Mac. This is one I've shared on my social media. This is really nice. I've got the silhouettes of trees as well, so it's really fortunate. It's quite hard to do this because often you have to have no artificial light around you to do this. Because it spoils the exposure, so no street lights, no sort of car lights or anything like that. So the fact we're under lockdown, there's not much traffic around, live quite rurally as well, so it's only a little 5-minute walk from the house to get in a position to capture an image like this. It's actually captured from a field that's literally just over the fence, so it's easy to do and quite safe to do as well. So how I shot this photograph. So what I did was I went for my widest lens. Now I've only got a couple of lenses here at the moment. One's a 50mm prime and the other's a 28 to 70mm. This is actually a kit lens for a Sony A7. The reason why I use this one is because I wanted to set the lens to 28 wide as opposed to a long focal length. I haven't got any telephoto lenses at the minute for this particular camera body. So when everyone was doing the photographs of the moon a few weeks ago, felt a bit left out because I didn't have a lens to give me the focal length to zoom in and to pick out the moon in all its detail. But where this lens worked is a 28mm, you're getting a nice spread of a shot, really, a panoramic if you like, across the sky. And you're able to shoot with these lenses at that focal length at f3.5. So f3.5 is wide open on this lens, so the lens is letting in as much light as possible because obviously the sky is dark, and that works well. And the other settings required is to set your shutter speed on your camera to 30 seconds. So that means you press the button on the camera takes a shot. The actual shot takes 30 seconds to develop, if you like, to capture. And in that 30-second time frame, and at that aperture of f3.5, all the light that's available from the sky, stars, because you've got no artificial light coming through from cars or street lights, etc., all that light pours into the lens, and over that period of 30 seconds, you end up with an exposure just like this. Now, if the camera is set to bulb mode, and you have a way of keeping the camera lens open for longer, shutter open for longer, you can actually get a situation where you actually record the stars as a little stream of light. As the Earth is turning, the stars are moving across the sky and the camera records it as a stream of light. Now that's quite a neat photograph to achieve, but I don't have a shutter switch here which enables me to keep the camera in bulb mode, because those exposures take about 30 minutes. So I can't do that, but what I have been able to do is to use a long exposure technique at 30 seconds to bring in all the light from the available sources as the stars and the sky, and to get something like this. I will include a close-up of this photograph in the description as well. One thing I was really pleased about with this shot is I managed to get the silhouettes of the trees. Now, the problem with shooting at f3.5 is that's a shallow depth of field normally for a lens like this, or for any lens. So what tends to happen is your focus point in the background creates blur in the foreground. Your focus point in the foreground creates blur in the background, depending what you're focusing the lens on. Because it's so dark when you try and take these photographs, you have to almost focus the camera lens manually. It won't autofocus. There's nothing to focus on. The sky's dark. This is only this light because we've taken the photograph for 30 seconds to expose it. So normally, because I wear glasses and just because I do, normally I usually use autofocus on certain lenses to make sure that my images are pinpoint sharpness. You can obviously help with the sharpness of the photograph using the correct aperture, the correct shutter speed as well. But normally I use autofocus. On this particular shot, I wasn't able to. So to actually get the silhouettes in the shot here, and they're sharp, they're not blurred, they're not like fuzzy or anything like that. I was actually quite pleased with that, and I think it works really well. Bit of a hedgerow here, a nice tree, plenty of stars in the sky. I won't try and identify them because I don't know what they are. And then what I believe to be Venus, and I could be wrong, I haven't been able to clarify this yet, but it certainly has been suggested to me that that's Venus in the shot there as well, shining quite large against all the smaller stars in the sky. Tripod is very important because you won't be able to hold the camera still for 30 seconds. Any shake in your hand results in blur, which ruins the photo. So tripod wise, I'm using my Manfrotto tripod, which is really sturdy, very good, because of course it's dark where I was positioning the tripod, so the floor isn't always level. It's very hard to find a level floor when it's dark, so I'm then able to adjust the camera position using this device here. So those are the settings. That's the tripod I used, and this is the image I took. The second image, which I'll include as well, I haven't actually worked on this one much yet, but you can actually see there's a shooting star in this one as well, so I'll include that one in the links, which is really interesting. I believe it's going to be clear again tonight, and hopefully again tomorrow as well, so I'm going to try and work another set of shots, but similar to this, using the same technique, but pointing the camera in a different direction, to see what we get from the back garden. So it's something that interests me at the moment. It's a good way of using photography and to keep me busy, and I'll keep you updated with any more shots I take. Thank you for your time.